Hello everyone, here's your Southeast Idaho weather hazard and impact briefing for Sunday, September 22nd, the last full day of summer here in 2019. Fall officially starts tomorrow morning at 1:50 a.m. If you're having to be up, go out and celebrate, then go right back to bed. At least for today, Sunday, we might be seeing some patchy fog around this morning. The next storm system continues to split as it moves over, but still some light rain and mountain snow possible with that system. Midweek still looks pretty dry. Colder and wet weather does return, but again, we're watching the trends to see just how cold it might be by the time we get to about a week from now. Satellite image this morning shows our storm across portions of Montana and Wyoming. We still have a little bit of wraparound moisture coming back across portions of the Central Mountains, especially near the Montana border, around Island Park, Driggs as well. Might be a sprinkle or flurry with that for this morning. But as we clear out, we were talking about that potential for fog. We're right at that borderline in terms of just enough wind, just enough moisture to where we may see a little patchy fog, we may see nothing. But if we do see it, expect the impact to be brief and mainly across the Snake Plain, maybe over towards Driggs, Bear Lake, also up into the Stanley Basin, just because it's colder and we're closer to being having that air completely saturated. Now, let's take a look at this pattern over the next few days, and I'm going to kind of show you here. We can see how when we talk about a split flow pattern, you'll notice as we've gone through to tomorrow that trough has basically gone into two pieces. The northern branch continues to shift east. The southern branch, as we call it, is developing that low off to the south. And that is the split flow, and as that low gets farther to the south, that's kind of pulling more of the moisture. It's weakening the northern part of that storm system as it comes through our area. What does that mean in terms of any chance of rain or snow? We'll start late this afternoon. There could be a few showers developing up around Ellis, up towards Salmon, Lost Trail Pass as well, but that risk right now is pretty low. Now you'll notice back to the west we have that band of rain and snow moving in with that system as it approaches. As we get to right around midnight, we'll start to see that moving into portions of Limhi County, southwest Montana, Boise, back towards the Stanley Basin. As we go through the rest of the overnight hours, you notice the moisture starts to thin out, but we still have a chance of some light rain and some mountain snow across the central mountains back down into the Magic Valley. Maybe by the time we get to right around daybreak tomorrow, some of that moisture will be falling a little bit farther to the east, maybe out in the Arco Desert, maybe down towards Burley and Twin Falls as well. But you'll notice that trend is for that moisture to be thinning out as we go through the day tomorrow. And what does that mean? Not a lot of moisture falling, just maybe a little bit of nuisance into the tomorrow morning hours. And you'll notice by the time we get tomorrow afternoon, we have a little bit of break, but by tomorrow, later in the afternoon and the evening, we'll may see a few showers developing along the central mountains here, basically from around Galena Summit, Sun Valley, up towards Gilmore Summit and back over towards Yellowstone. But those will be brief, and they'll be gone by tomorrow evening. Now, going back and looking as we go through the rest of the week, you'll notice that dry northwest flow continues. It's going to be a breezy pattern as we have that kind of sitting on the northern edge of that ridge that's developing across portions of the Pacific. Now, you'll notice as we go into the middle part of the week, that ridge starts to shift to the west a bit. We have an area of low pressure developing across portions of Alaska that's going to drop down the west coast of North America. And by the time we get into Thursday and Friday, that system continues to drop in and develop. The trend has been to actually develop this a little bit farther to the west. Now, what does that mean for us? It will still be wet. We might see the coldest weather delayed a day or two across the area. At least that's the potential. But at this point, do expect wet weather to return and cooler than what we're going to be for the middle part of this week. And you'll see that trough pretty much sets up over the west, and that'll continue into the early part of next week. Temperature-wise for today, not a bad day across the area. Temperature's pretty close to where we should be. Some low to mid-70s across the area, maybe a cooler in the upper part of the Snake Plain, also 50s and 60s up in the high country. Now, as we go into tomorrow, where we have that little bit of more enhanced cloud cover and potential for some early day showers, a little cooler off across our western areas, Burley, Chalice, that area, but you notice it's similar, maybe a little bit warmer to the east of that, where you have some more sunshine during the day for tomorrow. As we go into Tuesday, into Wednesday, we start to cool off just a bit. I'll go back to Tuesday here. Still running pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. Now, you'll notice the trend as we get with that system developing over the region. By the time we get into next weekend, highs in the lower elevations, not out of the 50s, 30s and 40s in the mountains. If the trend continues with that system farther to the west, expect the cool down to be delayed a little bit, but like I said, it's still going to be pretty wet across the area, even if we have to wait a day or two for their colder temperatures to return. So again, low impact potential for some patchy fog across the area this morning. That system coming through for a little bit of light precipitation later today into tomorrow, and then we'll be dry until we get to about a week from now. If you have any questions, please give us a call. Send us an email. We're here 24/7, 365. Have a good last day of summer in 2019, and do stay safe out there.